Hello, and this is Regiments. It's a RTS game that is similar to War Game slash World in Conflict. It's pretty fun, so let's play it. So in this scenario here, this is an attack and defense mission. I am the attacker playing at 40th Motor Rifle Regiment, and we gotta try and take his points, fill up the victory point bar, and hopefully we will win. We have 25 minutes to do so. So, let's figure out how doing that. So we got 600 deployment points, and we got all sorts of varieties of vehicles to buy. We got recon vehicles, tanks, transports, etc, etc. So the first thing is we're going to need some recon, because by God, we want to see the targets. So we got some BRMs here, and I'm going to move them up to this tree line. That should be some good line of sight onto the enemy positions. Now we are playing as a rifle regiment, so we do have a decent amount of infantry, which will be pretty good for trying to take our first point over here, which is Beta. So let's get some assault engineers, which are some pretty good CQC infantry, and we're going to also get some regular riflemen as well, and hopefully we can move through the forest and try to take his point. We're also going to get a HQ unit. Units that are within the HQ's aura will gain a buff, such as not being suppressed as much, just being more effective in general. Let's get some T-64s to try and hold down the center here, just hold down that road. And we got enough points for, let's get another infantry unit. I feel like we're going to need the extra firepower. And a shell cart in case they bring out any airplanes. So pretty easy, our units already have their orders given to them. And let's get this match started. As our units hurry off onto the front line. Unlike War Game, this unit's pretty interesting in the fact that, well, the game's pretty interesting in the fact you're not controlling individual units, but the smallest control group is platoons. So we got enemy armor here, so let's maybe not move up the BRM much anymore. And also Leopard 2A4s, we don't really want to be engaging them with T-64, so hopefully our BMPs can hook around here and maybe get a nice close range kill. We're going to turn the BRM onto hold fire so it doesn't shoot. And yeah, we need to try and sneak up on those buggers because they're kind of a pain. You know, we do have off-map artillery strikes that we can bring in, such as artillery smoke, and later on we can get some extras. So it's kind of like in a World in Conflict with how it worked with the off-map call-ins. So we're going to unload the infantry here. And what I really like about the infantry system in this game is that infantry don't become a separate unit. They just unload from the transport, and if we zoom in, they just follow around, and they are still attached to the transport unit. So you're not having to fight, having to fight the control, so to speak, and you bring out infantry. There we go, they're going to be engaging Leopard 3-4s, and at close range, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And let's hook around these BMPs, or T-64s, try and get the point. Now we need to get moving as our guys are getting suppressed, which is not ideal. And we can now start moving up our recon to try and maybe find our artillery park.
Solid copy.
Get the infantry into position. So yeah, it's pretty good assault so far. Knocking out that heavily armoured tanks was definitely a benefit to us. We are going to be getting that. I'm going to reload both of these riflemen squads in to the transports, which makes them faster, and I'm going to rush them over into Gamma, and hopefully I don't die. I prefer my units not to die. Now, trying to battery the position where my infantry were last seen. That's more armoured vehicles. More Leopard 3-4s. Maybe let's back off. We can actually press double tap Q, and our units will retreat, even popping a lot of smoke. Speaking of smoke, let's drop some smoke on those Leopards. And then when our units fall back, they will head back to the resupply zone here. We also have supply trucks, which will, well, supply our units. We're definitely going to need a little bit of extra armor dealing with that. So let's hook around the T-64 over here, and the other T-64 over here as well. Now, just like in War Game and whatnot, units have armor values and range values, as you can tell. T-64s are pretty average, all in all. Now the smoke dropped, maybe we can make out a sword again. I'll use those SO engineers as well to help out. Let's get the Silker over here.
Tangos.
And I can buy some artillery, so let's do that, because that would be pretty useful. Get the T-64s, engage these Leopards. There's some more armor. Oh, I think those are... Okay, those are Martyrs. Panzer Grenadiers. There we go. Look at that. T-64s are pretty good once you get into close range.
Unit lost. I repeat, unit lost.
Now, the Riflemen are slowly capturing the point. Now, this is where it gets pretty interesting. So every 3 minutes or so, we can add a new task force to our regiment. So if we click here, we get a rather big list of, well, reinforcements that we can pick from. And it's pretty cool. You can pick from heavy tank reinforcements, maybe extra infantry, helicopters, artillery. It has a lot of choice here. In this case, well, I really don't like those tanks. So maybe some Mi-24s would be a good idea. So, or you can take them either for BMPs or BT. Oh, these are MIH, so they're not as good, of course. They only have, they got ATGMs and rockets, but it's pretty rubbish. Let's get an actual proper helicopter team here, and it gives us mix of infantry, which would be quite nice, and cheap infantry at. So let's bring in infantry reinforcements up. And that's more armor. We should probably keep our T-64s together. Try to keep the commander nearby as well to give them good cover. I'm going to fall back to BMP-2s. And our guys back here, they're fully resupplied and ready to go. Like in Roaring Conflict, when units kill stuff, they get veterancy. And the more vetted a unit is, the more useful they are. So, it's pretty advisable to make sure your guys don't die. So Engineer's actually doing a pretty good job of holding off against these M2 Bradleys, which are pushing in with rifleman support. Now we do have that artillery piece, which I completely neglected. And here we are. Maybe let's choose it to blow stuff up. Yeah, the M2s are falling back. And let's get these BTRs over here. Moving the T-64s to help out and move that one back. As we have a little bit of lull in the fighting. And we're going to move up our recon to actually spot some stuff. So let's move it up here. Now, oh, these guys are in full panic. As you see, this game has a morale bar like in Steel Division. So, you know, ideally, you don't want your guys to be suppressed. In this case, I want them to hold a position. So, they're just going to stay put. Now, we could call them some artillery smoke here. Just to maybe block line of sight for a bit. And lovely. We managed to get into the alpha point without really any casualties. Which is... I like it. I don't want my guys to die, usually. Or, the helicopters are a little bit expensive, so we're going to have to rate out. Now, we could either try to move on to Delta, or maybe try to hook around to the right. I'm feeling like I want to push onto Delta, really, so... Our engineers are already unloaded, so we're going to try and hook around... We'll just go straight forward, really. Over here, now I do see the artillery barrages coming in that location, so maybe if I can move in... my recon to get some eyes on. And let's move these guys up. See if they can spot anything. There we go. That looks like artillery. And our assault engineers are doing a pretty damn good job of knocking them out. I really do love how infantry just stick with the transports. It makes it so much easier to micro compared to Wargame. I really need to pull you guys back to reinforcement point. The T-64s are almost fully reinforced. The green bar's a HP bar, if you couldn't tell. And yeah, we're going to get that point, which is lovely. I can tell these guys to maybe stop shooting. It's here with the supply trucks, it creates a forward supply point. And the units are going to fall back here, which is nice. Of course, like with any game with supply trucks, you don't want them to be seen by enemy units. So we've got a little bit of heavy engagement over here. Notice quite a few units. So let's bring in some helicopters. Move around the T-64s. That's so engineers, so our riflemen aren't going to do a great job in that sort of engagement. And we're getting ambushed. Got some Fuchses. All these guys back. Yeah, things aren't looking too great. They're actually starting to do a bit of a counter push here. Some recon Humvees, but our BMP-2s are well equipped. And now Mi-24s. Oh, bloody Abrams. Hopefully there we go. So let's move up our supply truck. Don't want to move it too close to the front lines. Probably where our artillery is at the moment. Let's get artillery strikes onto the Jaegers. So, new task force. I feel like what I do want is a bit of armor. So, could get like a heavily armored platoon here of T-80s. We don't really need anti-air at the moment, I notice. So let's actually get these T-72s. Yeah, alright. They're not super great compared to the T-80s, of course. But I just want the extra infantry and also the ability to call in off-map artillery strikes. So, select yes. Big cat, and he's going to die in 10 seconds or so. Now, ATGM's doing a pretty damn good job sniping those Fuchses at long range. Force to start engaging, and we need to move up some reinforcements over here. Go get close and use actually still using ATGMs against these guys. I really want to stop those assault engineers from assaulting my infantry. And there we go, T-72's coming in. And we're going to pull back the helicopter and the infantry because they're not doing too great. The helicopter has a good problem, it ran out of ammunition. That's usually a good problem to have. We really need to try and get some extra points. We only have 16 minutes left and there's still quite a few flags that we could capture. We still have, yeah, let's get some T-64s here, let's get some more riflemen. Really want to try and push heavy onto his right hand flank now. Oh yeah, the BMP-2 HQ has ATGMs. Nice thing about Soviet mechanized transports, you'll have bloody ATGMs. Even the tanks as well. Well, not the T-64s. I actually don't know if the T-80s in this game have ATGMs. I know in Wargame that was a big staple, but here, not entirely sure. Let's drop some smoke. Pull back our assault engineers. And there goes our HQ with all its ammunition. Well, let's unload you guys, and once our extra reinforcements come in, we're going to do a big burst into this forest here. Yeah, this game is quite nice, though. I do like how easy it is to control. Like, it does a good job of being arcadey and also semi-realistic. We're losing Delta, which is not good in the slightest. Let's get more tanks. You can pretty much solve most problems in life by just throwing a tank at it. I think that's what the Russians did at Kursk. The BMP-1s are ready to go, so let's bring them up here. And the Mi-24s are good to go, so let's bring them over here. Oh, back off recon. And yeah, our guys are ready to push, unloaded, got armored support. I've taken some pretty heavy artillery fire. I also do like how this game really does promote keeping your guys alive, because as you can see we get the extra veterancy here. These assault engineers are max veterancy, so they are really scary. And when you resupply units, you do actually get guys back, like they do get revived, which is nice. Yeah, those Panzer Grenadiers are gonna be Panzer gone very soon. Oh, this game also has a line of sight tool, which is... I really wish more games had a line of sight tools. Just after playing Steel Division, it's a huge boon. They're actually doing a really good job here of pushing up. Let's get some artillery onto those tanks. Let's just see get some, like, a shit ton of artillery onto those tanks, actually. Oh no, let's maybe pull back a bit. There comes the artillery, really could use you now. Let's bring in Mi-24 to reinforce. Let's unload, push you up. God, you guys are already out of ammunition. Nice. It's a really nice game to control, which is I love it. Like, you don't have to jump around infantry and building blocks. You just put them in like this farm area. It's just medium cover. So infantry, tanks, whatever, medium cover. Really easy to follow. They're actually starting to get a bit of ground now, which is lovely. And I need to stop the artillery gun from firing. It kind of hit my own troops. Let's get reinforcements up as they're all nice and resupplied. Oh, we can get a new task force I haven't seen. So, doing pretty good in terms of armor and infantry front. We haven't seen any enemy helicopters, so really have no need for anti-air. But I kind of want to get some BMP-3s. They've always been a favourite of mine in Wargame Red Dragon. So let's bring them up.
Got it. Pushing out.
Yeah, we're actually doing pretty good now. Let's move the... Yeah, let's try to move everyone over here, because the next point's really going to be up the road in Theta. You're a little bit lackluster in terms of recon, but that's not too bad. HQ's really low on ammo, and I haven't actually really kept it with my forces. It's just been a blocking force. Let's fall back to Shilkas, because they could use a little bit of love. Air heavy Mi-24s on the left flank. Oof, we're taking... Yep, we are taking heavy direct fire, all the way from Theta. They are doing pretty good now, because we have a lot of flags under our control. And I think if we were to hold, we would win this match. But, let's try to, you know, get the full plate. Oh, it's a flank over here, what's this? That's some mechanized forces or something. But they're all dead, so it doesn't really matter. Good thing that's the tanks here. So you see, as units, when they stay put for a little bit, they become emplaced, and they get a nice little defensive bonus. Now, what I'm thinking here is if we just drop like smoke artillery here and regular artillery here, and then we can just rush up the infantry. So let's do that. You can also pause the game while playing in single player, which is nice. So we're going regular artillery strike. All in the first smoke. Oh, finally some enemy helicopters, but Mashilka's nowhere nearby. I think now we can actually move up our supplies. Let's move them up to Gamma here. Fast move. A lot of the controls here are pretty much similar to Wargame. It's pretty easy to just like control units, whatnot. It's all like facing, reverse orders. The retreat order's really nice, because when units retreat, if they have smoke grenades on their tanks, they actually bloody use them. Which is not something you see often in RTS games. Yeah, we got all our guys loaded in. Let's do this big mechanized push. Did lose a few tanks. Do we just want to push in over here? Well, let's get some more artillery. Where's our Shilka? We really could use our Shilka. It was Apaches, I think Apaches. Maybe we're just using Mi-24s to try and harass them. Yeah, Shilkas are all like far out. I probably should have waited a minute or two before doing this to show. Yep, yeah, Apaches. We have auto cannons. Yeah, we actually did really well against that. The auto cannon. Let's drop in some artillery smoke here. And then we're going to do another big push as well. We're going to lose a unit. Unload. And let's push. Let's get this done. And then just like in any game, smoke is your friend. I don't believe you can call in smoke with regular artillery pieces, but being able to just do it on the flyer with off-map artillery, and it's always a base ability that you get, it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. And I think we're pretty much going to take this. Maybe let's stop shooting. Stop your barrage. There, we pretty much got all the flags. So I think this will be a pretty quick victory. We've barely lost units, so I'm actually rather surprised in how well I've kept all my guys alive and with veterancy to boot. This game really enforces you, or encourages you to keep your dudes alive. That veterancy is huge. Now, as with total domination, we get shit tons of points, and there we go, rerun. And by God, that was we did pretty good, killing 72 and only losing 22. That's a pretty good odds when you are attacking. Or actually, no, killed. Does killed mean I killed them or killed? No, I think that's how many. I'm bad at math. I'm really bad at math. But anyway, we can see here in the engagement report, just like in War Games Steel Division, that what you've killed and at what times and whatever. Engagements and all of that, which is cool. Allows you to follow the track record throughout the match. No, I think yeah, I've definitely killed more than the enemy. Yeah, that does mean I've killed more than the enemy. That was a huge brain fart from my part. I apologise. Pretty good KD. I wish I'd have that in Call of Duty. But yeah, this is Regiments. This is currently the demo you can play online on Steam for free. I definitely recommend checking it out because this is a rather cool Coder RTS game, which I've noticed has been a bit of a push for like war game style games over the past years. And this is definitely one of those games that is worthwhile to check out. It's a lot of fun, it's streamlined, the gameplay is good. Yeah, I really can't recommend it enough. And it's a demo, it's free, so the only thing you lose is time by playing it. So yeah, this has been Regiment. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as usual, please just take it easy.